This video is not meant to cover every aspect of Kierkegaard's views on art and aesthetics. Rather, I would like to focus on a very specific aspect of his views, something that often gets neglected when dealing with Kierkegaardian aesthetics. Nowadays, when you hear phrases such as the art of communication, or the art of love, or the art of living, there is this sense that art is something abstract, something that one has to have, or sometimes it could be even seen as something that one is born with. However, historically, art was always associated with skill. It was a very specific type of knowledge. Art basically was a skill acquired through education, practice, and experience. If we can imagine two different types of knowledge, art is not the theoretical knowledge. Art is the practical knowledge. An artisan or a craftsman is someone who has acquired his or her skill through practice, through being involved with the world. This is very much important when we are reading Kierkegaard. When it comes to art, Kierkegaard is very classical in his thinking. Kierkegaard is often situated in the Romantic movement, and when you talk about Romanticism, Kierkegaard comes to mind. However, he personally was against the Romantics, and perhaps art is a sphere where we can see his classicism. Whenever the term is used by Kierkegaard, it's not in the romantic sense of the term. For the Romantics, art was pretty much associated with the figure of the genius, and it was something that you were born with. Sure, you could develop specific skills by practicing, but there was always this sense that one was born with the art that one had. You basically perfected your skills by practicing. That's not the case for Kierkegaard. Whenever he uses a phrase such as the art of communication, he is referring to something that can be developed by the individual through practice. There is a temporal dimension here. One acquires the skill of communicating over time. It's not a talent that you are born with. You can have a predisposition to become a good communicator, but communication as art has to develop over time. So as we can see, Kierkegaard's aesthetics is different from other romantics. There is a simple sentence in the concluding unscientific postscript that I really like. It says, "To exist is an art." Now, based on what we said, this sentence means one needs to learn how to live over time by accumulating experience. This brings us to Kierkegaard's criticism of other philosophers. He thought other philosophers only talked about life as something theoretical. One simply couldn't build one's life on the philosophical systems they proposed. As Kierkegaard saw it, it was as if though these philosophers didn't realize that life was something that ought to be lived. Of course, there is an aesthetic undertone when we say to exist is an art. It implies creativity, imagination, and passion. All of those things are true, but at the same time we shouldn't forget the practicality of it.